at it again.
What up, peeps? Emerald signing in. Let me do this video real quick. Man, I said I wasn't gonna get back in this stuff, but I'm still not gonna hit YouTube, so don't even ask. I'm not getting back on YouTube. I'm really concentrating on my son, but I got a little downtime, so I thought I'd make this video because I've been researching this presumption of death. I had to revisit it because I learned about this years ago, but you know, as you advance in knowledge, then you kind of go back and revisit old topics, and then you have a different understanding about it. And I thought I'd go ahead and share this here, some findings that I'm looking at here. I've actually been, it's been within me like for the last few weeks now, about how, you know, basically putting on the record, proving that you are alive, you know, on the record, and that you are the, you know, just follow me, okay? Just follow me. Okay, so I'm sitting here reading this here, and I found this thing, and I looked up 4 different states to support what I'm finding right here, and they all say the same thing, and I'll prove that to you tonight. Okay, all right. Presumption of death means the assumption of death of a person who unexpectedly disappeared and was continuously absent for an extended period of time, extended period, especially 7 years. Okay, if you know anything about the Cestui Act, you might want to look that up. Cestui Act of 1666. That's when you're declared dead after 7 years. Nobody's heard from you. You know, you might want to go look that up. Then this is all related. It all goes together. Okay. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm gonna give you a little homework on that one. Okay. The presumption of death belongs to the class of rebuttable, as distinguished from conclusive legal presumptions. So it's letting you know that the presumption can be rebutted. It's rebuttable, but if you don't rebut it, then it's going to go as it's going to operate as conclusive evidence. Okay, because you never rebutted it. Okay. Presumptions of the rebuttable kind are certain assumptions or legal rules defining the amount of evidence requisite to support a particular allegation. Okay, you know they always accuse you about something in the courtroom. Okay, with respect to rebuttable presumptions, unless they are explained away or rebutted by evidence. See, evidence is what wins cases. To the contrary, they are conclusive. They are conclusive evidence. So if you don't rebut it, with some evidence, then they're gonna continue to run with that the conclusive evidence. They're gonna use it as conclusive evidence. So that's how they operate under presumptions. But since you never rebut it, they operate as if you being not there, you know, no proof that you're living, that you're alive. Of course, they deal with legal fictions because nobody puts nothing on the record that they're actually alive. And keep in mind that the judge is also an administrator. That's all he is administrator. And what does he administer? Estates. You know, that's why people use executor letters, because the executors are ones who operate the estate of someone who's deceased. Okay, look that up. If you look up an executor, you'll see that. Now, but if you come alive, you know, you put evidence on the record that you're alive, you don't need an executor letter. You know, not to shit on an executor letter. Now, I'm just saying, why not just come alive? Why not just prove that you're alive? Okay. Okay, I ain't gonna jump on these yet. Okay, I'm gonna jump on this right here. False declaration. Now I got this part from Wikipedia. Now I know y'all, a lot of us we're trained to not trust Wikipedia because anybody can put something on there, but you gotta admit that Wikipedia also has some accurate stuff on here too. And I'm gonna show y'all that, you know, just keep following me. You'll see where I got it and showing you in the laws and in the codes and all. That is all saying the same thing. And this right here was not from Wikipedia. Okay, that was from a legal website. Okay, here we go. There are 3 general categories where people may be falsely declared dead: by mistake, because of fraud, or as punishment for a crime. I found that profound because of the fact that, just say I'm you know, they say I did something, say armed robbery or yes. No, let's go with some minor stuff, because you know they consider traffic infractions. They consider those as crimes. You know what I'm saying? They use misnomers in the courtrooms all the time. You know, they use all cap names, the same type of names that you see written on tombstones. They're written in all capitalized letters. Because you never came forward, none of us ever come forward to presume to kill any presumptions that we're dead. You know that you have to, you know, so therefore we're also presumed to be civilly dead, and we're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to have that status. You can't operate properly in a courtroom if you're operating as a legal fiction, as a dead entity. So you have to put that on the record. Right here, they're saying for a punishment for a crime. They're saying that basically just because you got convicted of a crime, they automatically see you as dead. They go with a false declaration of death simply because you got convicted. Not that the fact that you're physically dead, like your body is actually dead, but we talking from a legal standpoint, civil death. Okay, a civil death is what they're talking about. Okay, then here's a mistaken presumption of death right here. Sometimes people who are declared dead return and are unable to be declared alive. One study estimates that every year the U.S. Social Security Administration declares 12,200 people alive citizens as dead. See, they're just doing these things. That's what they're doing. But you don't put nothing on the record. That's why they're not gonna. They're not gonna act like you're alive. You may show up in the building and talk, but to keep in mind that the building is not the court. The building is the courthouse. The court is the paperwork. So you have to put something on the paperwork. There has to be evidence in the paperwork that you are alive. Okay. This is, I found kind of profound, so I thought I'd put this on there. It wasn't not profound, but I kind of thought about like people getting shot and killed by police and police getting off. Okay, so this kind of, check this out. Historically, those who have committed crimes or other wrongs against the state have been declared legally dead despite being obviously alive. This is known as civil death. I just mentioned that. Such a person loses all rights normally granted a person. Say, in jurisdictions that practice civil death, it is legal to murder such a person, since they were not actually alive according to the law, and therefore not actually killed. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? Nothing on the record to prove that you're alive. They treat you like you did. They treat you like shit. You know what I'm saying? So we can kind of see how they can manipulate the system and get off on a murder charge, because that person the man or woman who they shot and killed, their status is they're legally alive. I mean, they're legally dead. So there's nothing on the record whatsoever to say that you are alive. We don't know they don't know you. Like you have to put something on the record that you are alive. It kills all this stuff. It shifts the whole court. Okay. Now, I'm on this is Texas right here. I found this for Texas right here. I'm gonna do 4 different states, and Texas just happened to be one of them on the list. I looked that up because I was showing this to somebody else, and she lives in Texas, and so I thought I'd look it up and screenshot it and add it to the video. Okay, 7 years absence. That's section 133-001. Okay, any person absenting himself for 7 successive years shall be presumed dead unless it is proved that the person was alive within the 7 years period. Added by Acts 1987. Let me see. No. Let me just go forward with this here. Section 133 003. Sorry about that. Restoration of estate. Now here it is. This is the meat and potatoes right here. If an estate is recovered on the presumption of death under this chapter, and if in a subsequent action or suit it is proved that the person presumed dead is living, the estate shall be restored to that person. See, the estate shall be restored with the rents and profits of the estate with legal interest for the time the person was deprived of the estate. See what I'm saying? The person delivering any estate. Let me see if I need to read that one. A person delivering an estate or any part of the estate under this section to another under proper order of the court of competent jurisdiction, it is not liable for the estate or the part of the estate. If a person recovering an estate on the presumption of death sells real property from the estate to the purchaser for value, the right of restoration under this section extends to the recovery of the purchase money received by the person, but does not extend to the recovery of the real property. Okay, here's another. This is Nebraska right here. I looked Nebraska up. I think I spoke to a guy named Marcus. I know he lives in Nebraska, and he's been dealing with situations similar to mine. So I thought I'd find and give it to him too. Shout out to Marcus if he's listening at this. Evidence as to death or status. Now see, they're not all saying presumption of death. I put presumption of death and put the state in there in the Google search, and you'll find it. But they're not always going to say presumption of death. They might just say something different, as you see right here. In proceedings under this code, the rule of evidence in courts of general jurisdiction, including any relating to simultaneous death, are applicable unless specifically displayed by the code. In addition, the following rules related to determination of death and status are applicable. Okay. A certificate or authenticated copy of a death certificate purporting to be issued by an official or agency of the place where the death purportedly occurred is prima facie proof of that fact, place, date, and time of death, and the entity of the decedent. That's if somebody's dead. That's proof on the record that somebody actually died. Okay. This is number 2. This is for you. If you're watching this, I'm sure your ass alive. A certified or authenticated copy of any record or report of a governmental agency, domestic or foreign, that the person is missing, detained, dead, or alive is prima facie evidence of the status. See, of the status and of the dates, circumstances, and places disclosed by the record or report. See, so this is the part that you need right there. Let me read number 3. I never even read number 3. I stopped and just say, let me screenshot this here. And see, a person who is absent for a continuous period of 5 years during which he has not been heard from. And yes, I did read this part. And whose absence is not satisfactorily explained after diligent search or inquiry is presumed to be dead. See, they're presumed to be dead from the get-go. Nobody's heard from you. Okay, his death is presumed to have occurred at the end of the period unless there is sufficient evidence for determining the death occurred earlier. See, but number 2 is the part that belongs to you. You have to put something on the record right here. It has to be on the record that you are alive. I say that I would say an affidavit would do an affidavit of life. Put an affidavit of life in your court case with your certificate of live birth attached to it. You know what I'm saying? That's your proof of it. It's a certified document, as it says right here in number 2. You know, and number 2. And if you get it authenticated, that's also, you know, it works. Why not? I would get my affidavit authenticated with the certificate of live birth attached to it. Why not? That's what I would do. And so that's what I plan to do anyway. So here we go. Let me see. Nebraska. That's Texas. Okay, that's right. Here we go. Missouri. Here we go. Missouri. There's subsection 456.035, a certified or authenticated copy of the death certificate purporting to be issued by an official or agency of the place where the death reportedly occurred is prima facie proof of the fact. Place, date, and time of death, and the identity of the deceased settler, trustee, beneficiary, or other interested person. Okay, that's not for you. That's for somebody that's actually passed away. Now, if somebody's actually passed away, you still need proof on the record if you're fighting a case for someone who passed away. So that part would actually apply to you. Okay. Now, number 2, certified or authenticated copy of any record record or report of a governmental agency, domestic or foreign, same thing I said as in the other state, that a person is missing, detained, dead, or alive is prima facie evidence of the status and of the dates, circumstances, and place disclosed by the record or report. See, it's the same thing that you just saw in right here in Nebraska. You just saw the same thing in Nebraska, saying the same thing right here in Missouri right here. Same thing. So it doesn't, so that's why I say don't worry about the fact that I read some of the stuff from Wikipedia. You seeing it in the state laws as well. Okay, here's New Jersey. In an estate, this is section 3B:27-2, restoration and recovery of property upon reappearance of absentee. Here we go. Say, if an estate or property has been received, recovered, or taken into possession by any person, or by reason of declaration of death under the provision of this chapter, and in any action or proceeding, that's court action right there. See, there's a court proceeding. It is thereafter proved that the person declared dead was alive at the time of the receipt, recovery, or taking into possession the estate or property, the estate or property, or its reasonable value at that time shall accept as otherwise provided by law, be restored to the person deprived thereof by reason of the declaration, to the heir, by the reason of declaration, or to his heir, devices, personal representative, or other persons entitled thereto. So, and then he or they may also demand and recover the income, rents, and profits therefrom during the time he was and they were deprived thereof. See, everything they taken from you, they gotta give it back to you. They gotta give it back. So if you're out here, you're demanding the bonds to the cases and all that stuff, you have nothing on the record that you're alive, they're not gonna give you shit. Okay. And I've done that too. I made many, demands for the bonds or whatever. They're not gonna give you a damn thing. You got to prove on the record that you are alive. They're administering your estate without your permission because you ain't on the record proving that you're alive, that you can handle your own estate. So you are declared dead. That's why the judges are administering our estates, because we are declared dead. And we have not put nothing on the record to confirm that we are alive. So they don't know who, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make excuses for them, but that's exactly how the legal system is operating. Now, this is New Jersey. I got one more. This is Georgia. You know I had to look Georgia up because that's where I am. Upon petition of the missing individual, the probate court shall revoke the letters of administration or letters testamentary at the time on due and satisfactory proof that the missing individual is in fact alive. After such revocation, all powers of the personal representative shall cease. That judge, you got to stop. You got to stop what they're doing. But all receipts or disbursement of assets or other acts previously done by the personal representative shall remain valid, and the personal representative shall settle and account for the administration to the time of such revocation, and shall transfer all assets remaining to the missing individual or such individual's duly authorized agent or attorney. I ain't getting no damn attorney. It's gonna be me. Okay, so as you can see, that's Georgia Code Title 53-9-5. That's revocation of letters upon proof that missing individual is alive. See, all we have to do is just look up presumption of death and put your state in there right after that, and you'll find this stuff. I just showed you 4 states that all say the same thing. They word it slightly different, but they're saying the same damn thing. Some of them are identical, as you can see. So you need to put an affidavit together. Put an affidavit together. Let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find one. Damn it. I found a couple. So, I mean, somebody's emailed me one before, but they emailed me one that I actually saw online. You know what I'm saying? You can find this stuff online. I saw somebody email me one that somebody gave, that somebody's selling out here on the internet. But all they did was found one online. They found a couple online and they tweaked them and made them their own, and then they sold it. That's all they did. Okay, so you can find these things online. Text my son. He's actually on YouTube himself. So here's one. He's got one right here. All you got to do is, if you're using your cell phone or whatever, if you use however you want to do it, all you got to do is highlight it. Highlight and copy it. You know what I'm saying? You copy it, take it to your Word page or whatever, your blank Word page, you paste it and tweak it. Tweak it and make it your own. You know, you don't want to use somebody's word for word. You want to tweak it and make your own version of it. And that's the only thing these guys doing out here. Here's another one right here. It's easy to find these things. Then you take your birth. Here's one right here. Affidavit of life right here. Right here. Copy it. You know what I'm saying? Copy it. Select all. Copy or whatever. And then you take it right on over there to Word. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft Word. And then you tweak it. Put it if you're not savvy on putting together documents, god damn it, you gotta learn. You're trying to get free. Goddamn learn. It's not hard though. As you can see, copy and paste it. Put the stuff together. And you just and then you get it notarized. It's good to have your it's good to have your go back to my stuff. It's good to have your your witness, or have a witness on there. Okay, good to have your witness on there. And when you have I will have 2 witnesses. Put a little place on there where a witness can sign and print, sign where he or she can print their name, and another line right up under where they can actually autograph their name. Okay, and, the same thing. Put a spot where the notary can be on there. You notarize it. There are plenty of affidavits out here where you can do it, man. It's not hard at all. Put the stuff together. I will get my certificate of live birth attached to it. Put that on there. And then you have that affidavit confirming that you are alive, and you got witnesses, and it's notarized. You can even go, if you want to go as far as having 2 or 3 notaries to notarize that damn thing, do it. It's up to you. But one should suffice. With 2 witnesses, the Bible says that the scriptures say that the truth shall be established by 2 or more witnesses. So you got 2 witnesses, and you got a notary. And then if you want to take it to the Secretary of State, that's another witness. Take it to the Secretary of State in your state and have them notarize it. File that damn thing on the record, and you got proof that you're alive. Everything got to shut down now. So I thought I'd share this with y'all, man. I think this is pretty much a powerhouse ass move. All the different fighting and demanding and typing, all this different stuff. It comes to a halt when you find quicker and easier ways to just simplify things and make it happen without all this fighting. Okay, all right, y'all. Hopefully, all of y'all get a chance to watch this link. I'm gonna try to drop this link to everybody that has my contact information. I'm gonna try to send it to everybody. So I'm not going on YouTube with it, so don't expect it. And I better not see my shit on YouTube with y'all ass. Don't y'all do that. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna hold it down, y'all. Y'all go ahead and enjoy your weekend. And M Rose signing.